Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to another Alpha X Pro Series cast. This is going to be the Alpha Pro Series at number 171 Elite, Rogue versus INnoVation. My name is Rushy. I'm so glad that you guys are here tonight with me. We are going to try and catch a little bit of a, not a missed opportunity, but try and catch up people on the heels of a little bit of technical difficulty. We casted this live last night for all of you, but we had some issues with our stream quality. We had issues with the VOD over on Africa TV. We're super sorry that happened, but I'm so excited to be here to help provide a replay cast of this event live on twitch.tv/alphaxsc2. So if you're here watching it live with me, we're gonna watch the same thing together. I haven't had a chance to see these games. I'm really looking forward to casting them. Should be a really great series. This is a best of 9 show match, so winner needs to get all the way up to 5 wins if they want to walk away with the lion's share of the prize here. Now, if you did get a chance to watch this live yesterday and you're sitting in the chat and you're just like wrangling your fingers, I'm gonna spoil it for everyone. I'm gonna calmly remind you that there's a lot of people, including myself, that don't know the outcome of these games and don't know the outcome of this series. And it is important. You have a power and a responsibility to make sure that we keep all spoilers free in this chat. So that way we can have a great cast. We can have a lot of people join us that maybe didn't get a chance to see it last night, but definitely for posterity, because hopefully we'll be able to share this with our Twitch and YouTube audience going forward. So you have been warned, chat. I appreciate that. Now you might be noticing over this direction, hey, what's that box? Russia, you just trying to pimp out your affiliation with the channel? Well, I'm trying to keep it covered because I can see exactly how many games we have here. I don't know the outcome, but I know the number. So I figure for the fun of it, we'll keep it in suspense for you. So this is gonna be Rogue versus INnoVation, a ZvT. We're gonna jump right in to the first game. It's gonna be on Eternal Empire. So glad that you guys are able to join me. Hopefully we will have a lot of fun tonight. Feel free to interact in the chat. I love chatting with ya. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We've got a lot of great things to see and hear and watch. And we're gonna jump right on into map number 1. And we're gonna see our first player spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Our red Terran player. Give it up for INnoVation. And spawning in the top right, our blue Zerg player playing for Jin Air Green Wings. Let's hear it for Rogue. Now you might recognize Rogue's name. Rogue, you know, kind of this dude in GSL. Actually, you know, he's not really that big. He lost out in the round of 32 this season to some person named Scarlet. I'm not sure. No, Rogue, the IEM Katowice champion, representing Jin Air Green Wings. And INnoVation down in the lower left. And this is super embarrassing. I don't even remember who he plays for. Plays for Kaizi Gaming. That's right. So both of these players actually played in the same group of GSL this season. You might recall that INnoVation did get out 2-0, winning over Kiwian, also known as Top, and Scarlet. Rogue, unfortunately, not quite escaping. Actually, no, INnoVation got out over, yeah, Scarlet and Kiwian. I had that right. Rogue and INnoVation did not get a chance to play each other in this matchup. But we do have kind of an interesting situation here with a pool first opening from Rogue. So Rogue's going to move out with his first initial 6 Zerglings. And I don't think INnoVation had a chance to see that. I think the SCV just got in a little late. He's going to see that the hatchery is a little bit on the late side. Otherwise, behind this, it is drones. It is drones and queens. So this isn't a incredible all-in. But these Zerglings are going to find the bottom side of the map. INnoVation is not going to be any the wiser at this point. Rogue is going to move those Zerglings down. We're going to keep an eye on this Reaper for as long as possible, but we know that Lings are going to be jumping into INnoVation's base here any moment. He's going to try and get on top of this SCV. 2 Marines sitting on the ramp will be able to push that away. But INnoVation is going to feel a little bit of pressure here. Ling's going to try and take out this SCV, building the base at the second natural, however. A little bit of zoning, not going to allow that to happen. So these Lings are just going to continue chilling on the bottom side of the map. More drones, speed on the way as well. It is going to be a 1-1-1 opener for INnoVation. INnoVation is a very standard player. I mean, if you haven't been around an INnoVation match, first off, where have you been? Where have you been literally the last 10 years? What's happening? Who are you? And I'm so glad you're here. Today's the day you can say, I watched an INnoVation game. Rushy casted it, and he probably did an okay job, but he casted it and it was amazing. Well, thank you, number one. Number two, INnoVation, a very standard player. He is going to throw this starport down on the tech lab. It's going to be a Banshee coming out and Cloak on the way initially. Once again, kind of leaning into that very, very standard play that we have going on from INnoVation. Rogue going to continue to expand here. Throws down a 4-minute Baneling nest. Nothing of real crazy interest going on in the beginning of game number 1 here. But that's not surprising in a show match between 2 professional players. I mean, these players see a lot of each other. Now, it is kind of an interesting position. Rogue, as we talked about, is out of GSL. Did go out in the round of 32. So he's probably free to play a little more forward, a little more consistent with what he likes to do for a play style. Because he doesn't have anything that he's really preparing for. I mean, it's going to be a long time before GSL Season 2 fully kicks in and he gets a chance to participate in that vein again. And unless he's going to choose to compete in like the Xel'Naga's finest, and he doesn't have a whole lot going on. INnoVation, however, INnoVation still working through the round of... still working his way through the round of 16. He's actually going to play later this week. He'll be in a group of Maru, Ragnarok, and Zest, and himself as well. So it is entirely possible. Ragnarok, if you're here trying to watch to see, well, how could he possibly do in a ZvT? Well, you know, INnoVation might want to play a little bit more carefully in this series. So it'll be interesting to see what our players decide to do in this best of 9 series. We're going to have some Banshees that come up here on the top side. It's going to be a Spire as a response for Rogue. Rogue really hasn't gotten a whole lot across the map here. He does see the Hellions that are sneaking on by, but this is going to be a very good scout by the Overlord. Cloak Banshees are going to dive into the backside of the base. There is a Spore Crawler already in position. No Queens ready to deal with this. Oh, actually a really cute wall off here at the ramp to help protect against the dive in from the Banshees. 5 workers will go down at the main base. Queen is going to try and chase that away. Queen down at the 3rd is going to continue to do work. Some good overseer coverage will be able to shove that away. But these Banshees, they do get a fair amount of value out. Now, Mutalisks are on the menu for the switch here by Rogue. It's going to be 9 all in all for right now. Queens are going to completely shove that back and away. And it's going to be a bio follow-up right now for INnoVation. So Mutalisk is going to be a really, really good call. Some good positioning could possibly put Rogue in a position to snipe off one of those 2 medevacs, but the medevacs are going to stay way back. Not an unrealistic choice here. It's very easy to see from that initial scout that Mutas could be in the mix here. And the Mutas have been spotted So INnoVation going to try and post up here. One of the, actually both of those Banshees very, very dangerously low, but the Banshees are not going to provide much more in terms of value for INnoVation's army. This is going to be a big switch into tank bio. Mutants are going to try and position themselves any way they possibly can, get on the backside a couple of these tanks to pick one off, but not quite. Tanks are going to pull just far enough forward to be able to protect themselves, and the bio will continue to safeguard this push as INnoVation comes forward on the top left corner. Adding some Hellbats into this mix here to create a little bit more buffer for the Lings and Banes that are going to come pouring forward here. Baneling speed is done. +1 is on the way for Rogue. Will not be done in time for this fight. These tanks are going to continue to push forward, sitting right on the edge of the creep. The Hellbats actually coming forward to put pressure on the fourth base. Big push in. Here go the Banelings. Here go all of the army. Banelings are going to get on top of the bio here. Both tanks go down, but all of the Marines are still in place. This base is going to be under fire. These Banshees continuing to get major damage here as Rogue is going to have to fall back from that fourth base. Fourth base is going to go down. There isn't a second fourth on the way just yet, but the transition is already underway for INnoVation. Thor's coming out as well as moving into Drilling Claws. So not going to completely commit into that Thor composition just yet, but is definitely leaving it open for the opportunity. INnoVation going to swing around on the top side. Take a look at that army supply. 167 to 120. A good engagement here. Both tanks do go down once again, but nothing to deal with the bio. GG is called, and game 1 goes to INnoVation. Very well played by our Korean Terran player. Very well done. Here's the beauty, chat. By the way, hello. Hello. If you just jumped in and you're like, whoa, game number 1. Yes, let's go. Hello, my name is Rushy. I am here. I am doing the cast. These are all replays, so this is not a live event. If you're sitting here going, didn't I just watch this yesterday? You absolutely did. Keep all of your secrets. Keep them safe, tucked all the way down inside. I have not seen these games, and I'm sure there are viewers in the chat who have also not seen these games. So you're probably noticing that I've got a cool little banner over there. Yeah, awesome, neat stuff. That's just to keep everything hidden, so that way we can have a great stream and a great cast. We are going to jump into game number 2. Yo, what's up, Miguel and Exiled? Very exciting stuff. We're going to jump into game number 2 here, Rogue versus INnoVation. It's going to be on Nightshade. And actually, I just realized I can see the duration of these too. What's happening? I have so much power. I could tell you. Maybe it's 2 minutes. Maybe it's 22 minutes. Will I tell you? No. I don't want to ruin it for you. I don't want to make that something that you feel like I've violated your trust. Goodbye. And hello. Welcome to map number 2. We're here on Nightshade LE, spawning in the top left-hand corner. Our blue Terran player playing for Kaizi Gaming. Give it up for INnoVation. And spawning in the bottom right, our red Zerg looking to put a point on the board. Can he do it in game number 2? Playing for Jin Air Green Wings. Oh, yikes. Jin Air Green Wings. Give it up for Rogue. She sells sheep. Sheep sells 6. Something. All, like, I gotta go into all of my theater background. Like, when will the wristwatch strap shop shut? Red leather, yellow leather, rubber baby buggy bumpers. Something like that. I'm sure that's probably copyrighted. Unfortunately, oh, I'm just receiving a notice here. And copyright claim. Dang. Shoot. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. All right. A little bit more standard opener here for Rogue. Rogue opting to go for a pool first opener in map number 1. Not the same here for map number 2. Wants to feel a little bit more in control of his economy in the opening game. I think INnoVation as of late has been very notorious for opening series with proxy racks. I still feel very strongly. I don't think that INnoVation's going to play his normal play style right now. especially on these maps. Again, he's still got more games to play in GSL Season 1. So I don't know if we're going to see a whole lot of that. Maybe if we get down to the wire, it could be a strategy he leans into, but we're going to have to see what he decides to do. But right now, just opening normal Reaper barracks expand. Nothing too crazy. But I'm so glad you guys are able to join me here in the chat. Things are going very, very well. It's been a long day for me. Lots of work, lots of casting, and I'm excited I get to wrap up my day casting the Alpha Pro Series number 171. Good Reaper micro here. I would expect that out of INnoVation. Fortunately for Rogue, the Reaper doesn't get as much damage done here. Rogue able to get his third down with relatively no issue. Behind this is just going to be a 1-1-1 opener for INnoVation. It'll be interesting to see in the upcoming months here. I mean, this matchup is going to inadvertently go through some balance changes with the new incoming balance proposal. Very, very excited to see how that may or may not play out. Queens possibly having a little bit reduced effectiveness with air range removed. Oh, looking to see if the Overlord is there. Surprise, it is not. So the third command center is going to be built up in the main base for protection. INnoVation doesn't want to risk Lings coming across the map to cause problems. Reaper's going to get up and get another valuable scout. Sees no lair just yet. No specific tech buildings. It's just drones and queens right now for Rogue. Drones and queens. Drones and queens. And it's going to be a similar opener for INnoVation as in game number 1 with Cloak, Banshee, and a stim timing. Rogue's going to get some good scouting information off of that, though. Kind of tucking that all the way back into the corner. Making sure that he has access to that information. He wants to try and keep that as long as possible. He is also going to get down and note that there is no third or fourth gas on the natural. So he's not going to panic. He's just going to continue doing his normal thing. Lair incoming. Already putting spore crawlers down on the map. That's going to help mitigate some of that damage. A Liberator did pop out, I thought. I might have been wrong before. Liberator? No Liberator. Chad, I've lied to you. I'm so sorry. I promise that I will not lie to you as long as I know I'm not lying. This is my solemn promise to you. Queens are caught a little bit out on the top side here. A couple evolution chambers going to make this a nice little wall going forward. Baneliness going down. What feels like really, really late timing. The Banshees are going to be able to swing all the way in. Oh my gosh, he juked every single queen. There's 7 queens on the map. This is a completely open mineral line. Oh, this is terrible damage for Rogue. So much lost mining time, so many lost drones. 10 drones has gone down so far. It looks to be where the damage is going to end. He's still having to zone all of that out. All of these queens pulled all the way back in. INnoVation really capitalizing on some strong timings and good tactics to work his way into Rogue's base. So Rogue once again finds himself on the back foot here in game number 2. 1-1 on the way. He does have full saturation at both his second and his third, but I mean, his main is just ravaged right now. Combat shield on the way, as well as 1-1 for INnoVation. INnoVation's going to try and move out here for a timing in just a brief amount of time. The second tank is here. Won't be surprised if we see this push commence right at the onset of this double medevac. Fourth base is on the way. Rogue feeling confident enough that he's rebuilt, or just sensing that, you know, I've got to get this down. I know I lost all of that economy, but if I just continue to lay back, INnoVation is going to be able to roll all over me. As this third base is already down, mules are in place. The income graph is very, very much in INnoVation's favor. I mean, look at that spike. That spike is very, very scary stuff. And the spike on Army. Queens out on the map, dropping creep. A couple of those queens go down for free. Do have banelings incoming. A couple of good connections. Really doesn't lose a whole lot of Marines, though. Only 2. What's up, Michelle? Michelle, is this live or replays cast? This is a replay cast right now. This was casted live yesterday. We had some technical issues on our cast on Afrika. We weren't able to save the VOD, so I was approached, hey, would you be willing to cast these so we can get some awesome VODs and share this with more awesome people? And I said, absolutely. I'm so happy to be here. Rogue, swinging around the bottom side here. I mean, this is, you never want to be a Zerg player at the 8-minute mark and be down on supply. Oh, this is going to be a good jump on top of a tank. So free tank picked up here for Rogue, but the problem is going to be a lack of anything to deal with the bio here. Some really good tank spread is going to try and zone this out. Oh, some of the bio, that's a good connection here. Lings on the opposite side of the map are going to try and deal as much damage as possible, but this 4th base is going to get dangerously low. It's one more tap away. Lings are going to come up and take one of the tanks out, so but this bio is just going to leap forward, yeah, and pick away that base. 15 workers did go down over here, though, so this was not insignificant damage. Ooh, excuse me. It wasn't insignificant. Rogue's got a long way to climb here. He's going to relocate his 4th base down on the bottom side. Ling's going to swing around the top, try and pick off any reinforcements. But once again, I mean, his baneling count is very, very low. The tanks are going to get set up in position before he's able to even engage. Those banelings are going to go in without any support. Oh, the writing looks to be on the wall here for game number 2. GG is called, and INnoVation takes game number 2. He leaps out in front. Very, very interesting. All right. I mean, Rogue's no slouch. Let's be honest here. I mean, Rogue, the IEM Katowice champion, he is no slouch, and he is looking a little rusty here in game number 2. So hopefully he can pull this together in game number 3. Hello, friends. So glad that you are all here. We are casting Rogue versus INnoVation, the Alpha X Pro Series, number 171. This was casted live last night over on Afrika TV. We had some technical difficulties. We're so sorry if you were affected by those, but we are here to try and provide a follow-up cast so that way we can get a great VOD to share with more of you. So if you're watching from VODland, hello. Lottery ticket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you win, you gotta give it to me. Uh-oh. Oh no, we're good. We fine. I just noticed that the moment I tried to pick out lottery numbers in the future, my upload's like, government's like, nope, not doing that. So this cast is brought to you by Alpha X. We've got some really, really great sponsors. Want to take an opportunity to shout out one of them in G Fuel. What are you drinking right now? Well, stop. Because if it isn't G Fuel, the drink of esports, it isn't worth drinking. G Fuel ramps up your energy from 0 to 100 real quick. It sharpens your focus so you can keep your eye on the prize. It increases your endurance because, as we all know, gaming is a marathon, not a sprint. And lastly, G Fuel hydrates you so that you only thirst for victory. G Fuel, the official drink of esports. And we are so glad that they are supporting Alpha X and everything that we do here. So thank you so much. Feel free to check them out. We've got some awesome sponsors, and we are so glad to share our enthusiasm with all of you. As we jump in to game number 3 here, it's a best of 9. Hello. Can we go to StarCraft, please? Hey, thank you. It is a best of 9, so we've got a lot of games to play here. But up 2-0 already in a good position here in this series is our blue Terran player, spawning in the top right of Zen, playing for KaiZ Gaming. Give it up for INnoVation. And spawning in the bottom left. looking for his first point in this best of 9 series. Playing for Jin Air Green Wings. Make some noise for Rogue. Now, Chad, I want to talk to you about a really neat opportunity here that we are offering. I have the replay pack. In fact, you are watching me watch and talk about the replay packs for the Alpha X Pro Series number 171. Now, you might be sitting here going, Rushy, I wish that I could see the replay pack for this game that we are watching right now, but I want to analyze its details. I want to pick it apart. I want to go, when exactly did Rogue put down this spawning pool? The exact second. Well, I have good news for you. If you want to learn from these players, you can have the opportunity to purchase this replay pack for the entire series. However many games this goes. It could be 5. It could be 9. For the low, low price of $3. If you go to Matcherino, the link is in the chat right now. I can see it. Nightbot doing some good work here. You can go ahead and purchase this replay pack from Alpha X, and we will send it to you. We will probably say something nice. It'll probably say, Dear Awesome StarCraft Nerd, we thank you for buying this replay pack. Enclosed is your extra 69 MMR. Nice. Well, I can't verify that will happen, but what I can verify is that you will get all of the replays of this matchup, and you can do with them as you please. And I encourage you to do so. These are some great players. I mean, if someone's too good to not learn from Rogue or INnoVation, I mean, yikes. Dang, I want to learn from you. Because obviously you must be real good at the game. Sarah, I'm talking to you. Hit me up. Russia SC. So we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of map number 3 here. Oh, cute little catch here by the Zerglings. Reaper denied on the follow-up of scouting information. Zen's just kind of a funky little map here. The closest base to the main, very inaccessible, but with those Reapers, very easy to hop in and out of. So INnoVation going to try and abuse that as much as he possibly can. This is a kind of a cheeky map, actually. Very, very short rush distance, but both players opting to just open up with a macro focus. 1-1-1 from INnoVation. Hatch gas pool into a third base for Rogue. And we're just going to see there's a lot of normal happening here in game number 3. INnoVation being very, very diligent, trying to check all of those scouting locations. If you are not familiar, I mean, the Zerg player can park an Overlord right here, and it's not visible from the ground, but it gets a lot of valuable information. As we know, Overlord is hanging out over here, so these Marines will be able to stop that. I imagine that Overlord is going to be able to get in and scout this. Yeah, so it is going to see the he's going to see the starport, and he does see that there is no tech lab on it, so there's going to be a Liberator on the way. No Cloak Banshees at this point, at least. So it's a good scout by Rogue. Rogue feeling confident that he can continue. Not going to drop down the Spore Crawlers just yet. Going to go into double Evo Bay and just continue to drones and Queens. Doing what Zerg players do best. Couple Hellions going to dive in on the front. The Queens are going to intercept it, but they're just going to YOLO right on in. One Hellion dangerously low. Going to try and get as much damage done as possible. INnoVation doing a nice job of parking the weakened Hellion all the way in the back to try and delay the damage as long as possible. 4 drones do go down. What snuck up into the main base? It was 4 more Hellions. Oh, nice little Hellion drop here. So 7 drones going down on the entirety of it, but now it's going to be the pressures here from the Liberator. INnoVation does a nice job of focus firing down the drones instead of auto firing on the Queen. So 2 more workers goes down. 9 workers on that harassment. That's not insignificant damage. That's good play from INnoVation. His third base now finishing up here. Stim is just about complete. 1-1 also on the way. A little bit delayed stim in comparison to game number 1 and 2. So this timing is going to hit just a little bit later than it would in the first 2 games, but he's gotten the damage done that he needs to. I don't think that INnoVation is in too big of a hurry here in game number 3. Rogue does feel confident enough to take that 4th base, moving the creep further and further out along with it. But INnoVation doing a nice job of keeping that creep spread in check. Throwing down some good scans, forcing Rogue to continue to spend more and more of that queen energy. That will not be available later when he wants to possibly transfuse and help keep his army alive. Lair just over halfway done. The 3rd base is now on location, and the wall is going to go in. This is actually a really strong position for Terran on this map. The 3rd base, really easy to wall in. You can get a pretty secure 3rd base economy off the back of this. Even though it is a little bit smaller map rush distance-wise, if you start to split the map vertically like these players have done, you can actually create some pretty decent distance for yourself. Good forward scan is going to try and pick off more of the creep, but the banelings are here with the queens, and they say sayonara, and they back off for just now. Baneling speed is on the way. Combat shield actually just about wrapped up here, so it's going to be a good timing for the bio. Bio is going to try and push back more creep, but it's just a big rally fest back at the main base for INnoVation. He actually picks off one of the queens with the highest energy, and 2nd one goes down, 3rd goes down. He's going to grab all 4 of those queens. That is actually that's huge damage. Fortunately, Rogue did get a chance to drop all of those creep tumors, so that he will be able to try and spread that forward. Nice protection for the creep tumors there as well, but he's not going to have those queens to be able to fend off medevacs in the near future. I mean, this engagement is coming, and it's coming soon. 2-2 already on the way as well. That baneling speed is going to finish up here. Another little drop here. INnoVation doing what he does best and pulls his opponents apart in about 4 different directions, forcing the split up of a lot of different lings to try and contain that drop. But here comes the real pressure. Here comes the real scary part of all of this. Behind this is going to be drilling claws, going to be more bio switch. Big step on to creep. INnoVation does not have any tanks in this. He's just going to support this with Hellbats. Those Hellbats are going to go down almost immediately. Some okay mine shots connect with the banelings, but these Marines are rather exposed. Good focus fire on those banelings. Oh yeah, all the lings go down, and now those banelings have nothing to be protected by. Bunch of lings sitting in the base. I mean, that's the damage of parking that one medevac off into that corner. It forces so much of Rogue's army back and away. He just can't use it. He doesn't want to risk having that drop come up in and pick off more workers or pick off a tech structure. However, it's only 3 Marines, but Rogue doesn't necessarily know that. Drop's going to hit on the top side and see the 5th base incoming. It's going to drop all of this off. Oh, INnoVation not paying attention to it. He's going to lose all of that. Oh, this was the real prize here. A big mine drop into the natural. 17 drones going down. Rogue on the backside of this trying to get any amount of damage done. So focused on what's happening at the 5th base and taking my focus along with it, but unfortunately not connecting with the real damage. So all those mines are going to get picked off, but Rogue looking at a very, very stilted economy right now. Supply counts are even, and when you're in a ZvT, you never want to be the Zerg who's sitting on an even worker count with your opponent. Lings are going to dash on into the 4th base here right as the Planetary Fortress finishes up, and that is going to push that all back and away. 2-2 almost complete for Rogue's ground Zerg force. The 5th base paused for now. Medevac coming on into the main base and providing a little bit more harassment, and Rogue sees his supply count just plummet 184 to 162. Rogue Rogue's struggling here in game number 3. INnoVation just looks so good. And I think maybe that's the story. Maybe that's the story, right? This isn't about Rogue looking bad. This is just about INnoVation looking real stinking good. Big morphin of these banelings are not going to be able to finish. The only banelings of Rogue going to pour on forward here. Great focus fire down on the banelings. Those will not connect. The second wave will be able to connect here. Oh, third wave coming in from the right-hand side. That doesn't make a good difference, but the baneling nest does go down. No more banelings for the foreseeable future. Rogue making 64 Zerglings, but I don't think it's going to be enough. GG is called, and INnoVation kind of steamrolling here in this series. Cleaning up game number 3 in this best of 9. 2 maps away from being able to secure a victory in this series. What's Rogue gonna have to do to get himself set up and put himself on the board? Is it gonna be cheese? Is it gonna be macro? What's he got in the back pocket? We know he's got something. He's not the IEM Katowice champion for nothing. But he's gonna have to dig deep here if he wants to stay on this series. So, I know I sound like a little bit of a broken record, but we've got so many new people jumping in here. I'm so happy to see you guys. My name is Rushy. I'm doing a replay cast of the Alpha X Pro Series number 171 between Rogue and INnoVation. This was cast on Africa TV yesterday. And we had some technical difficulties with the VOD. We are so sorry if you were impacted by that, but we are so thrilled that you are here joining us either on the live stream here on twitch.tv/alphaxsc2 or checking out the VOD on YouTube or Twitch or wherever you like to watch these VODs. Hello, Slyzerg. Hello, I am Rave. I am Rave, doing the Lord's work. Exclamation point replay pack. I have all these replay packs right behind my beautiful curtain where it says Alpha X Rushy. It's a beautiful curtain, right? All the replays. If you would like those replays to be yours, you can check out that Match Reno link. For $3, you can settle down, upload. Settle down. You can check those replays and have them yourself. You can use them for practice. You can use them to analyze. I've seen a lot of people will try and pull certain builds like, oh, I love the build that INnoVation did in game number 3. Yeah, you can see that. That is all yours to use. So feel free to check that out. If you want to get all of them, you got to click that link and you pay $3 and that's it. However, I can't give you every single replay pack that I have. I mean, I can give you all of my Rushy ones, but I think there's going to be a stark difference between the gameplay that I provide as a Diamond 1 Zerg and the gameplay that Rogue provides as a Grandmaster Zerg. And I mean, Grandmaster's even just like, that feels like it's underselling it just a little bit. Just a Grandmaster, right? Alrighty. We're going to jump into map number 4 here. It's going to be on Simulacrum. Rogue kind of not entirely on the ropes just yet. Here we go. Bye-bye and hello. Not quite on the ropes, but he is being bullied around by this man spawning in the top left-hand corner of Simulacrum. Our red Terran player playing for KaiZ Gaming. Make some noise, chat, for INnoVation. And spawning in the bottom right. He needs your energy. Get excited for our Korean Blue Zerg playing for Generic Green Wings. Give it up for Rogue. Hello, Mr. Rogue. I see your pool first opener here. But we're going to go back to a pool first opening here in game number 4. Again, best of 9. First player to 5 wins takes the lion's share of the prize. So if Rogue doesn't complete a victory here in game number 4, he does still have one more shot, but boy, doesn't he probably want to step in and secure himself a victory. Give yourself just a little bit of breathing room, a chance to go, okay, I can do this. I can beat players that I play in GSL. Terran's not completely imbalanced. All of these important things. So the Zerglings are going to try and sneak out here, but those are going to be scouted by INnoVation. INnoVation getting the SCV over just in the nick of time. It's going to see that. But we're still going to step into a rather normal opening. I'd be interested to see Rogue's opinion here. Because Rogue opens in a slightly macro sense here. Wondering if possibly maybe Rogue is still fearing the proxy racks, because he does come over and scout that third base location. At least I think he got over there. I think he's the one that got to that way. Yeah, he did pop over here with an Overlord before heading out onto the map. Very, very worried about the proxy Reapers. Not going to see it here in game number 4. Going to be just a plain old everyday Reaper moving out across the map. But INnoVation's not feeling very comfortable here. He does throw down a bunker. This is a bunker on the high ground. It's rather protected. Just out of safety. Hatchery gonna go down in the third base location. Not going to be anything of real major consequence for Rogue. INnoVation gonna dive on in, try and get a bit of a scout. Have a little peek-see at Rogue's base. Rogue's gonna try and zone him, but there's not really a whole lot to hide. Lings and drones. Lings, queens, and drones. 1-1-1 is the order here. More than likely going to be Cloak Banshees once again from INnoVation. INnoVation saying, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Wrecking Nerd since 2010 with a 1-1-1 opener. Why stop now? Why stop game 4 of the Alpha Pro Series number 171? The Hellions are going to get out onto the map, try and do a little more reconnaissance, try and figure out something that he can gather from the base, maybe roast a few drones, maybe take out a couple of creep tumors. These are going to dive right on in. Rogue has a little bit better placement of his Lings here in map number 4, so he is going to be able to deflect the Hellions of INnoVation for the initial time being. Behind this, Zergling actually going to get on in, sees no gas at the natural expand. Command center going to go down in the wall. It's going to be more Hellions pouring out across the map, so it's going to be 8 total here that come diving on in. Banelings are incoming. Depending on how good the queens do at zoning this out, that can buy a little bit of time for the Banelings. The Ling's going to come forward and push them away just a little bit further. Banelings are done and completed, so that is going to get shoved away for now. Lair is on the way as a follow-up behind this. Rogue doing his best to try and push that creep out to the 4th base location. Actually has an okay creep spread right now. Good Scan's probably going to go down and try and pick that off, but INnoVation doesn't want to overcommit just yet. Is waiting for the Banshee to come over and assist with that fight. And good Reaper bump on the Queen, but one transfuse was ready and available. The Banshees are now here, so INnoVation's going to be able to double prong the way he normally likes to. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that mini-map and see where those Hellions do in fact go, and they're going to stay parked for right now. Rogue going to take this opportunity to throw down a Spire, help deal with the air. And he's going to see if he can improve upon his build that he did in map number 1, going into Mutalisk and trying to do his best to play a little bit of Muta Ling Bane. Does happen to be rather strong against Bio. There is just a lot of control that comes along with that as well. So we're gonna have to see if Rogue's control is on point. 4th base already completed. Tanks on the way. Combat shield. Stim pack is already done. INnoVation just continuing to harass at the front of Rogue's fourth base as he swings around on the bottom side here with these two Banshees. Not a lot of energy on the rightmost Banshee. That is going to uncloak here in just a moment. It's actually not going to live to see the light of day much longer. Oh, he just pulls out. 3 drones do go down. Not a lot of damage, but definitely worth the poking and the prodding. Meanwhile, behind this, INnoVation drops his third base. He does get out. Is going to start the wall on that high side. The mutas are already out on the map. More Ling Bane on the way as well. How many mutas is he sitting at right now? He's got 8. So it's an okay number. But Ling Bane's going to be the majority of your army in this composition anyways. So you don't want to overcommit to mutas the way that you would in, say, like a ZvT, for example, where you would want to tank as many of those mutas as possible. Speaking of tanks, they're going to posture up right at the top of this ramp. A really, really good position here. Rogue's going to have a difficult time fighting through that. The mutas are going to try and dive in on that third base and find whatever damage they can. 11 workers go down, so that's the damage that Rogue was looking for. These tanks still rather protected here. But with the mutas coming in on the fight, INnoVation is going to have to back away. These tanks are going to go down. Lots and lots of banelings still left on the ground. All of the Hellions are going to get cleaned up, and a lot of the bio is still very, very damaged. INnoVation is going to have to pull away, and Rogue comes away with a strong engagement here. Rogue's sitting at his computer going, finally, this is the engagement I was looking for. He still has a good majority of the mutas, lots of SCV production having to happen back at INnoVation's base, and that kind of stilts the Marine production here. But this fourth base is dangerously low. A couple of good transfuses go down to try and protect that for as long as it possibly can. The mutas are going to come up here and deal a lot of damage. Lings get on top of the Marines, and that's going to have to push everything away. Rogue finally getting a very, very good connection here. Muta's going to clean up a majority of the medevacs. INnoVation's going to get pushed back to his base, and Rogue's just going to hold down the Z key. He's going to move across the map. More mutas in production to help provide more coverage. These tanks don't have a whole lot to protect them. This base is going to be rather open. Rogue can go just about anywhere he wants to. Baneling's going to connect with the remainder of the Bioforce. Like some really cute juggling going back and forth. 10 more workers go down into the third base. The mules are going to have to try and bridge the gap on the economy, but Rogue getting a ton of damage done. And look at the income difference. The army, look at the army. Rogue finally taking the engagement that he needs here in game number 4, but he's got to keep the pressure on. Terran have so many options here to move themselves through the game and recover in such a way that he can then rebound. I mean, look at all those mules. How many mules are there? 7 mules. That's so much. Like, look at the difference here. Let's see. You know, that's actually pretty good. Rogue's kind of put himself in a position that even with that many mules, he's able to hold on to that economic lead. But Rogue wants the lead in this game. Gonna leap on forward. Tanks trying to siege up here in the natural mineral line. There is just nothing to deal with these mutas. The mutas have gotten too great in numbers. Drilling claws on the way. No mines yet on the field. And I don't know that the mines are going to be there in time. These banelings are going to try and connect. 10 more workers going down. INnoVation is going to have to tap out of this game here before long. So many workers gone down. There's a good amount of creep dropped at the fourth base location. And as you can see, units spilling out across the map here for Rogue. I think Rogue has done it. Wow, the hold position on that Bane, on those Banes were so good. That's the kind of control. That's the kind of control. Oh, a really good connection by that Widow Mine. That's the kind of control you can expect from top GSL IEM players here at the Alpha Pro Series. All right, nice little surround here is going to push high ground, low ground, Banelings, Lings. Muta's going to clean up all of these medevacs. There's just going to be nowhere for INnoVation to go. He's going to lose more workers at his third base once again. Follow-up of Banelings. Oh, those Banelings could just turn right and deal so much damage to those SCVs, but I don't think that it matters. INnoVation just running out of supply, and he's running out of time. A Thor is going to be too little, too late, I think. in game number 4 here. These muses are going to try and jump on in. Behind all of this, it's just more of the same. More lings, more production, less innovation. GG is called. And Rogue gets his point up on the board in game number 4. Whew. And we've got ourselves a series. And we have a series, folks. Very, very good stuff here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys are having a good evening so far. Again, sorry, VOD people. I apologize. I have a broken record. But I'm so glad to everybody that's joined us. My name is Rushy. You are watching the Alpha Pro Series number 171, Elite. Rogue versus INnoVation. This is a replay cast. So this was cast live last night on Africa TV, but we had some technical glitches with the VOD. We're so sorry if you experienced any of those issues, but we're so glad that you are here to join us for this cast. You can see that I have my beautiful screen hiding all of the replays, so that way you aren't spoiled on when this series comes to an end. It is a best of 9, so the first to 5 wins. Right now, INnoVation up 3-1. We're going to go to game number 5 here in just a moment. But I feel like I just got to talk to you a little bit every so often. Give myself a little bit of a chance to go, whew, okay, we'll get excited here. Here's the fun part about best of 9s. Best of 9s mean that there are no map bans. So game number 5 is going to be on Purity and Industry. The meme map. There's even a possibility we may get to see Golden Wall. Golden Wall? Nobody plays Golden Wall. You're probably thinking, wait, Rushy, did you just make that map up? Golden Wall? Is that a map? It is. You forgot about it. But maybe we'll get a chance to see it here in this best of 9 series. But we're going to jump in to map number 5. Rogue looking to secure... Oh, wait. Nope, I flipped that. Whoops. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Rogue looking to secure another win in this best of 9 series over this player, spawning in the right side, the industry side of Purity and Industry, playing for KaiZ Gaming. Raise your dongers for INnoVation. And spawning in the top right, our Red Zerg spawning on the Purity. Did I say top right? Top left. Spawning on the Purity and Industry side of Purity and Industry. I'm just gonna get out of this intro. We're full blowing it here, Rushy. Give it up for Generic Green Wings, Rogue. You're full blowing it, Roshi. Ugh. Roshi, what's happening? Who am I? Who are you, chat? What are we? Are we all just SCVs creating the next big building for the future of Terran? Or are we all just drones, morphing ourselves into whatever we need to be to better serve the Overmind? This is Deep Thoughts with Rushy. We'll be right back, right after this message. Hi, my name is Randy of Reaper Randy's, and if you like Reapers, here comes a Reaper for you. Randy Reaper. I'll jump up in your main base. Okay. Everyone's probably sitting there going, Rushy, you know what? Comedy, don't quit your day job. And I'll tell you, that's rude. My day job was taken away from me by a pandemic, and shame on you. So we're in a pretty normal, standard position here. If you can't tell, I like to banter when there's nothing super interesting to talk about. Hatch gas pool out of Rogue in game number 5. Normal racks expand for INnoVation. I kind of wonder, I want to keep speculating whether or not we're going to see any proxy racks out of INnoVation in this series. He's got GSL to play later on this week, so he might not want to show off his best builds. Not entirely sure. Oh, that drone. Oh, drone just makes it to the extractor in time. INnoVation going to say, that's enough damage. I don't need to worry about it. So Rogue's going to have to pull that off when he can. But that is going to delay the third here for Rogue just by a little bit. Ling's going to get out onto the map. They are trying to find just a little bit of damage. This SCV very, very, very low. Reaper is going to find these Zerglings. Oh, that's actually going to be good damage. Most of those Zerglings might turn around and just die, but INnoVation trying to play this very, very carefully. Doesn't want to overcommit. Oh, this is a big production of Lings here. 18 Lings on the way for Rogue. This is going to be a Ling all-in timing there. I mean, there's nothing here. There's no wall at the natural. These Lings are going to all pool up. This is not going to have Baneling tech. This is just going to be a Ling flood. And he's going to move out across the map with it. The question is INnoVation going to scout it? There are a couple of Hellions out. This is going to go relatively unscouted here, so INnoVation's got to be careful. If these Lings jump on top of these Hellions, that could be very devastating damage. All right, some Ling's going to dash up, try and get into the main base, but those are not going to be able to get in. Wall goes up just in time. Workers are pulled off of the line. These Hellions are going to try and fight for their lives. 2 more Hellions do come down. 2 Hellions already on the way. Some really good micro here by Rogue. A Viking is going to have to land, and all of these Lings are going to get choked up on the ramp. 1 Hellion remaining, but 9 workers go down. And behind this, Rogue's going to drone. Rogue is going to take a really nice worker lead, 42-25. So that was pretty decent damage here for our red Zerg, and he's going to double down behind it. He's going to drop 2 evolution chambers. No lair tech just yet. He's going to try and protect himself against the incoming air. But at this point, there really isn't a whole lot coming across the map. It's just a Viking at this point. Starport is building a reactor. So no Banshees in game number 5 from INnoVation. This looks to be just a normal bio tank timing. 2 more barracks on the way. It's going to be 3 barracks. Reactor actually going to be opened up here. Another reactor incoming for the starport. So barracks will have access to immediate marine production when it gets completed. And now the layer is going to go down. Stimpack is now complete. 1-1 still on the way. And we're going to move into some bio tank. INnoVation going to try and catch up just a little bit. Rogue buys himself back the time that he lost by having this hatchery delayed. So as a result of that, he's going to pick up his Baneling nest at a little bit of a delayed timing. But once again, he knows that INnoVation's not going to come across the map anytime soon. A pretty decent scouting as it sits right now. Just now taking a peek at the front wall, seeing the units starting to pile up here. Combat shield now on the way. 3rd base coming down as well. But look at the supply counts here. 93 to 77. INnoVation kind of sitting a little bit low on the count here. And now the Ling production is going to begin. INnoVation moving out across the map. Rogue sensing that this is in fact on the way. Probably going to be a good scan. Try and pick off this creep, but we're actually not going to get there just yet. Rogue playing very patiently. And it's going to go into a Hydra Den. So Hydra Ling Bane here in map at number 5. Still a rather decent style of play for Zerg to consider. We're going to have to see if he's able to capitalize on it. Infestation Pit's going to go down. We might see a transition into Hive Tech. I know Lurkers are going to start being a pretty decent tool for Zerg to use in ZvT. It seems a little strange against those tanks, but lots of utility in terms of adding on those Hive upgrades, being able to be positional with those, just in the same way that Terran would do so with tanks. So we'll have to see if that's going to be Rogue's choice here. Hive Tech is on the way. Might see Lurkers. In fact, yep, there goes the Lurker Den right there. So lurkers are going to be on the menu. By the time that lurker den is done, should be able to immediately start researching the range and speed upgrade. This Ling Bane's going to try and keep INnoVation zoned out on the map. INnoVation not able to connect any major damage at this time. And here comes the main army right now. Now, INnoVation is taking a little bit of a supply lead. Down a little bit in workers, up a little bit in army. But this army, with the creep spread, is very good at clearing biotank. He just has to make sure that he engages on this correctly. Lurker Den almost complete. INnoVation going to try and swing down on the bottom left side here, try and put pressure on that fourth base. A fifth base is going to go down as well in the midst of this push. So Rogue will have some place to adjust should he not engage on this very well. Not a whole lot of Banelings. It's a pretty moderate size. The first few lurkers are being morphed in here. 3 on the way. Tanks are going to start leapfrogging forward here. More units coming out across the map for INnoVation, and both players going to start pressuring on in. Rogue being very patient. Doesn't quite know where those tanks are at. He doesn't want to overcommit. He's going to use the lurkers to try and zone this all back and away. And I think that's going to slow down this push at least just a little bit. It's going to provide some good coverage for this base. He's going to have to back that all up at least for the short term. Viper's on the way as well. Viper's going to interact very, very well. And the Lings are going to go for a counterattack. The drones are pulled here off of the fourth base just to be careful, but there's nothing here to deal with these Lings. A couple medevacs full of units will be able to deal a little bit of damage, but this is not going to be enough to push this off. Oh, that was actually, he was trying to bait that in. One tank will be able to push that back off. And it does come off of the heels of this fourth base going down. So the fifth base was completed in amidst of that engagement, but 18 workers go down for INnoVation. Ooh, Lings pour on forward, not quite brave enough to jump in on top of those tanks. Oh, it's the tanks on the ramp and the high ground that make that push almost impossible to deal with. So Lurker's going to continue to try and zone all of this out. The range upgrade for those Lurkers is done now, so he is going to be able to get some value out of the positioning. He's going to have to pull those back. Vipers are out, and Vipers have energy. So if he can start pulling these tanks, that will enable the Lings to be able to deal more and more damage here. First Viper does get a yoink. The first tank goes down. 4 more tanks still in position. None of the tanks do unsiege and try and pull away here. But it's because a big Ling flood comes on the back corner of this base. So the base being forced to lift, more workers go down. A couple of big pulls here. It does pull one tank into the mineral line. That's a little awkward here. But yeah, all those tanks are gonna get cleaned up. Ling's getting continual more and more damage. The wall was left down. That's going to create lots of pandemonium and chaos. 35, 36, the worker count just continues to go up. That's going to force INnoVation to really go all in here on a Rogue. He's going to clean up the 5th base. He's going to move on up to the 3rd. Lurker should be able to zone that out as it is just Marines. The drop in the main base does get picked up, and Rogue in a great spot here, 176 to 135. This drop's going to try and deal more and more damage, but the Lings are already on top of it, cleaning up every single Marine. Those sad, sad medevacs. Oh, some great binding clouds on those tanks. The Lurkers are able to push forward. All the tanks get cleaned up, 156 to 106. Rogue in a great position. He has figured out INnoVation's number here. Splitting up the Lurkers in a great way. That range, getting so much value. And INnoVation is just zoned out now. I mean, his economy is in tatters. 38 workers. He doesn't have much of anything at that 4th base location. And INnoVation's just kind of sitting here shrugging his shoulders a little bit. Going, well, what do I do? Lurkers are so good. And this is kind of what I was talking about with the power of Lurkers in this matchup. You can, with those range upgrades, you can just get so much value Now, tanks still outrange lurkers, even with the upgrade. But if you can use the Vipers to pull tanks into the lurker pit, you can pretty much mitigate most of the damage caused by that army. And just exactly like that. Great little pulls. And now those lurkers are able to move out. Oh, he's actually going to get offensive with them. There's nothing here at this base. He's just going to run those lurkers in and hope he can get just a ton of damage done. Nice burrow is going to clean up the gas. And now the wall is going to be under attack. I mean, this is all of INnoVation's supply here. The Bio Army is going to try and come back and deal with this. Baneling's going to try and get on top of these Lings, but not quite. Some more lurkers are with this army. So the lurkers will be able to help zone this out, but there's been nothing to help clean this up. So many of these supply depots going down. 176 to 117. More lurker production for Rogue is going to make this very difficult for INnoVation to try and deal with. He's just running out of scans. In fact, one of his orbital commands is up in the air. He needs it to scan, so throws down another scan, is going to have to eat some more shots. Vipers come on over and are going to try and pull further ahead. Yeah, and as all these tanks go down, so do INnoVation's chances to continue in game number 5. More lurkers trying to position themselves. He still hasn't dealt with the first lurkers, and now 8 more have come to join the party. Now this is what I wish my Viper control was like. 9 times out of 10, I just fly Vipers over Thors, and they just oopsie die. Yeah, and these lurkers are going to continue pushing forward. INnoVation's going to make one last ditch effort to try and win, but all of his bio is going to get cleaned up. GG is called, and Rogue takes. Ugh. Excuse me, I had to sneak a drink there. It's going to take game number 5 in convincing fashion. So very, very well played by our Zerg player. So we're going to go to map number 6. Oh, chat. It's Golden Wall. Oh, let's go. We're going to be headed to Golden Wall for map number 6, but I want to take another opportunity to talk about our sponsor, G Fuel. The official drink of esports. Since 2004, G Fuel has been providing top gamers like PewDiePie and Dr. Disrespect with energy, focus, and endurance. They've just released their new flavor, Bubblegum. Ooh. Take a satisfying trip down flavor memory lane with this fantastical, whimsical taste bud extravaganza that will remind you of simpler times. Wouldn't that be nice right now? Get the new flavor alone or it's in its limited edition collector's box. G Fuel adds to our prize pool for each of their quests completed. So be sure to go to matcharena.com to complete G Fuel quests and support this tournament. And you don't need to go to Match Arena today because this is a replay cast. We don't have any new Match Arena codes for tonight. However, if you do want to support Alpha X, you can consider buying the replay pack. Exclamation point replay pack in the chat. We'll give you a link that you can go out to Match Arena, kick in $3, and we will send you all of these replays that you're seeing right now. Maybe you want to study them. Maybe you want to learn a build that you've seen in one of these games. Or maybe you just want to say, yeah, I have the replay pack for APS 171. Whatever your motivation, we certainly ask you to consider supporting Alpha X and supporting this tournament by purchasing one of those replay packs. So thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you so much to you as we jump into game number 6. Very, very exciting stuff here. It's a best of 9. So INnoVation's still 2 wins away. Rogue got to clean up 3 if he wants to move forward in this game and become the victor. So we're going to have to see as we jump into map number 6, spawning on the right side of Golden Wall. Might as well just be called Golden Meme at this point. It's our blue Terran player playing for KaiZ Gaming. Give it up for INnoVation. And spawning in the left side of Golden Wall. our red Zerg playing for Jin Air Green Wings. Give it up for Rogue. All right, so let's play a little game chat. Game number 6. INnoVation's currently up 3-2. What's your over-under on the outcome? Now, it says replay back. It is possible that you saw this live and you're going, hey, 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 hey. I know the exact outcome. I'm going to ask you to hold on to your answer. But if you are watching this replay for the first time with me, what do you think is going to be the outcome? Who are you rooting for? You're rooting for Rogue or INnoVation? Let me know in the chat. I'd be curious to find out here. As we jump in to this match here. Golden Wall's a bit of a meme. Like, let's be real. Like, look at all of this open ground. First off, it's a giant map. Second off, it's super segmented here by the gold base locations in the center. Lots and lots of meme potential. Lots of dead airspace. This is a pretty good map for Terran. All things considered. So, nothing of major consequence from either one of our players. Hatch gas pool for Rogue. Barracks expand for INnoVation. Looks like it's going to be 1-1-1. 6 Zerglings. But he's been making 6 Zerglings against INnoVation, I think, this entire series. So that's not anything that jumps out at me as a, whoa, hold on just a second. Reaper going to try and get as much damage done as possible. Does get a nice block at the 3rd with the SCV, so Rogue unable to go there, but Rogue, is that a lair I spy? So INnoVation does dash by the gold just to make sure that he hasn't seen anything there, but INnoVation still hasn't seen a 3rd base. So that's got to make him wonder what's going to come down the pipe here. So we're going to see how INnoVation reacts to that, but we know that it is a lair on the way. More gas going down. Oh, this Reaper getting really, really deep here. Reaper is going to get in and scout. Oh, it scouts the lair. Okay. So now, INnoVation, what do? You see a Zerg player going for a 3-minute lair timing. Reaper does get picked off. Reaper does not see Roach Warren going down. This is going to be a pretty quick Roach timing. Or Rogue. Okay. INnoVation. Oh, Nidus. Here we go. All right. So, what kind of vision does Rogue have? He's got the 1 Overlord. If you're INnoVation, alarm bell's got to be going off. He still knows. Okay, no 3rd. He still knows. No 3rd. What's he got to be looking for? Oh, okay. Yep. Rogue has shown his hand. All the workers get pulled. Queens are going to pop out first here, so he's going to have to. It's going to be quick micro here. Some good transfuses. How many units are going to get out? Not as many as Rogue probably wanted. Do we have another Nidus going down? We don't at this point. Okay, there the second Nidus goes down. Some very good transfuses off of Queens. Those are a whole bunch of work kills, and those Hellions are almost ineffective against the Queens of Rogue. So Rogue is going to have some high ground vision. More units going to come popping on out. Some good transfuses. Try and get that out as quick as possible, and Rogue jumps on top of his opponent. GG is called. Rogue's tied up the series. Is he doing it, chat? Is he doing it? I think he's doing it. All right, so we're getting ready for game number 7. And Rogue is all over the comeback here. Down 0-3. Has now evened up the series moving into Everdream. So we got our 2 meme maps out of the way. Everdream, our last map of the series. And then we can go anywhere on the last 2 maps. So once all 7 of the ladder maps are played, then we can go beyond it. And we're going to go to at least a game number 8 because we have to have a best of 9. So we need 5 wins. Very, very well played so far. Man, you're liking these games and you're like, dang, I want that replay pack. Exclamation point replay pack in the chat. Gets you access to that just, mwah. Those build orders, those timings, everything you could ever want from Rogue and INnoVation. Again, these players are no slouches. All right, we're all tied up. Let's go ahead and jump on in to map number 7. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. My name is Rushy. This is the Alpha Pro Series number 171. This is a replay pack. So, it's not live. Well, I'm live. Hello, I'm live. But the games are not live. Our players played these yesterday, May 11th. There we go. But I'm casting these for you live right now on twitch.tv/alphaxsc2, spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Everdream, game number 7. He needs to win. He needs to bounce back here if he wants to continue winning and claim this show match prize. Playing for KaiZ Gaming. Give it up for INnoVation. And spawning in the top right, our red Zerg, looking for the reverse sweep from Generic Green Wings. Make some noise for Rogue. Okay. It's fun to talk about, chat. Oh, we got GSL coming up. Okay, so May 13th, 8 hours from right now. 8 hours? It's that soon? Oh, dang. Yeah, I guess so. We've got Group C of GSL. Not featuring either of these 2 players. But it'll feature Trap, Bunny, Parting, and Sue. It'll be over on YouTube. The ever passionate Tastosis casting all of those games. And then 3 days from now, we will have Group D featuring INnoVation, along with Zest, Ragnarok, and Maru. Winners will advance. Well, the top 2 winners of the group will advance onwards to our round of 8 in GSL. So lots going on in the StarCraft 2 scene. I think if you would have asked me a year ago this time what kind of major events would still be happening for StarCraft 2 in 2020, I might have gone, well, you know, Alpha X will probably provide some really good, really cool content. Self-play. But to see all of the great content in terms of TSL 5, oh, just snags that worker. All the great content in TSL 5, more GSL seasons, the ESL revitalizing circuit play. I mean, we've got so many great things happening here in 2020. What a great time to be a StarCraft fan. Whoever the winner of this show match goes to, the real winner is you, the fans. Aww. Wholesome Rushy. We're getting queued up here. Rogue's actually going to go for a pretty big link flood here. Getting a little spicy in map number 7. But he did this in game number 5, I believe it was. The last time INnoVation stopped the progress at his third base. Rogue just knows that he just can't economically recover. So Link's going to come flooding across the map. Once again, there's no banelings behind this. A third base is going to go down on the back of this, so this is not all in territory. But this is rather aggressive. Okay, Link's going to come up here, see that the natural has completely been abandoned. And Rogue is just going to bounce for right now. Bunker continuing to spot that the rightmost third base still unaccessible, but we know that that base has gone up there. And now we're going to kind of see a normal transition here. Rogue not getting physical damage done, but getting economical damage done, forcing the liftoff of that orbital command, forcing all of the workers up into the main base. So Rogue gets a little bit of damage done. It was certainly better than nothing, and it came at the cost of 0 Zerglings. Did he even lose anything? Okay, so he lost 5, but still, I mean, we're talking 200 maximum mineral cost. That's pretty decent. So the third base has been spotted. We're going to push away that Banshee. Banshee cloak just now finishing up. So more than likely going to turn on its cloak. Not quite now. He's going to fall a little bit. But sees no drones at that third base. And I think that's the telling tale. So Scan's going to go down. Sees the Roach Warren. Does not see the lair, but I mean, it's a safe assumption at the 5-minute, 40-second mark. And as INnoVation, what are you going to do here? Continuing to macro down behind this. Third base already completed up in the main. It is into an orbital, so orbital's going to fly on to location. He's going to choose to go north with it. This is a pretty tight hit squad here for Rogue. Lots of Ling, lots of Roach, although the Roach is going back home. Probably smart, since Hellion's going to be moving out across the map. He did get a chance to see that with the Overlord coverage, so no base here just yet. Roaches might have just enough time to get up in here, but on top of that, these Lings are going to sneak on in. All those Lings actually do wrap around, so they get a little bit of damage done. Not a whole lot, but Rogue feeling really confident with that. He's going to drone heavy behind that. 12 drones going. Very, very interesting. Rogue not really getting damage done, but he deflects damage on his side of the map. INnoVation going to try and dive in once again. Picks off a creep tumor on the way. Finds the roaches and says, no, not for me. More Banshees. Mo Banshees, mo problems. Look, Banshee's going to come on in, start working away at these drones. 4 drones immediately go down, and they're just going to pivot right on over to the third base. But he's got to be careful because those Banshees are rather exposed. They're going to get a lot of damage done. 8 drones going down. Rogue continuing to fall further and further behind in that worker count. 64 to 60, and that's before we talk about mules. So Rogue really falling behind economically. Further and further in this game. Having moments where he's been able to take a little bit back, but INnoVation just very strongly holding on. Yeah, Banshee's gonna swoop on in once again. More gas. Drones picked off. 2 more workers going down. Rogue slip sliding backwards here in this game. Trying to even things out, though. He's doing his best. He's doing his best, okay? 1-1 on the way. 2-2 already on the way. Actually, that might be 2-1. Isn't that 2? No, that's... No, I think that's 2-2. We could just look it up. Yeah. 2-2 on the way. I don't know why the armor looked like +1 upgrade. I am uncertain why. My uneducated Zerg eyes. Scan's going to see the whole army here as it does pull up. A couple of medevacs out on the map. Rogue's going to pull back almost immediately. I mean, it's a full siege right here. There's a whole wall. I mean, it's a whole deal. It's a whole deal at INnoVation space right now. And INnoVation going to begin his double prong attack. Rogue doing a really strong job of protecting over on the right-hand side when there really isn't a whole lot to protect. There's a base that just now finished, but These two medevacs are going to jump right up into the main and not really have anything to push them off. So big scan's going to go down, and some good damage is going to drop immediately. That is going to force an engagement on both sides. Oh, some really good bile is going to connect with those medevacs. Very good play by Rogue picking that off, and that does even out the army supplies. Well, the overall supplies. INnoVation crushing it in the army account, 104 of 79. But on the heels of all of this, Rogue is able to get his 4th base down, and it does come with that rich Vespine geyser. Good stuff right there. You're going to see when that completes, it's going to be purple gas instead of green. Oh, trying really hard to get some more of those vials. Doesn't quite connect the second time around. Banshee's going to work on more of those creep tumors. Ah, yeah, check out that cool purple glow. Good. Well, wow, I've never seen that before. Big fight over here on the right-hand side. Bio versus Ravagers and Banelings. Who's going to win? I've got a secret. It's not really a secret. Oh, and these Banelings are actually still slow. Centrifugal Hook's not quite finished yet. These tanks still well off of creep, able to shell and fire forward. This bio is rather protected. That's a lot of Ravagers, and that's a lot of Banelings. Some big bios going down, connecting with a chunk of the army, but a lot of those tanks do remain rather untouched. So Rogue's going to have to back off. More Banelings being morphed in. INnoVation just continuing to hang on to this, but it's going to be a second push on the bottom side. That's going to go rather unchecked as it sits right now. 2 more tanks going down, but so many of those Ravagers fall as a result of it. INnoVation gets the 4th base. He forces Rogue back. 168 to 35. INnoVation's back to his normal self. There just must have been a bug in the circuitry. He needed to shut down and restart. It just took 3 games for the reboot to complete, because INnoVation firing on all cylinders here. These drones are under attack. Medevac's just going to pick up and lift off into the natural expansion. Good damage coming from the Spore Crawler. We'll push that away, but not anything here to stop this. Oh, these tanks are going to get great siege positions. They're going to be able to rain down their terror on all of these Ravagers. These Ravagers will be able to pick off 1 tank, but that is barely going to be enough. Bio is going to come streaming in from behind. Banelings are going to connect just a little bit, but there's just nothing to deal with these tanks. More tanks on the way for INnoVation. INnoVation just continuing to pile across the map. His 4th base is already down and secured. INnoVation has a superior army lead. These Banelings not going to be able to connect with everything they need to. GG is called, and INnoVation sits on match point in this series, in this best of 9 series. 1 win away. We're taking the lion's share of not today's prize pool, of a previous prize pool. So just to clarify once again, hello, my name is Reshi. I'm currently live right now on twitch.tv/alphaxsc2. I am casting the Alpha Pro Series 171 Rogue vs. INnoVation that was casted on Africa TV on May 11th. We had some issues with the VOD, some technical difficulties. We're so sorry if you were negatively impacted by that. One of the things that Alpha X prides himself in is providing quality content and entertainment for you, the StarCraft fan. And we wanted to make sure that we had that VOD cleared up and available for you, whether you're watching this live on Twitch right now or checking this out on YouTube or maybe a Twitch VOD. So hello, VOD streamers. We love you and appreciate you very, very much. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are nearing the end. We have upwards of 2 games left in this best of 9 series. INnoVation currently up 4-3. If INnoVation wins game number 8, he will be the 171 champion. 171. That's a lot, right? That's crazy. That's how we do it over here at Alpha X Esports. But thank you so much for supporting us and our content. We've got some great sponsors. Definitely big shout out to G Fuel for all they do to help us put on these amazing events here. Alpha X. And thanks to Alpha X for letting me cast and be a part of some of these awesome events. I really enjoy casting. I hope you guys enjoy hanging out with me. But we are going to jump in here to map number 8, INnoVation on Match Point. Can he close it out? We're going back to Nightshade, spawning in the top left. Our blue Terran player playing for KaiZ Gaming. Make some noise for INnoVation. And spawning in the bottom right. Tournament life on the line. Well, show match life on the line. Our red Zerg player playing for Jin Air Greenwings needs to win 2 in a row if he wants to be the Alpha Pro Series 171 champion. Give it up for Rogue. All right. Once again, if you are interested, you might be thinking, wow, it'd be really cool to have these replay packs. How can I get those, Rushy? It's a great question you asked. Thank you, kind viewer. If you'd like to check out this replay pack, exclamation point replay pack in the chat, gives you a Matcherino link. If you'd like to kick in $3 to Matcherino, we will send you this replay pack of upwards of 9 games in this best of 9 series. You can use them to hang on your wall. You can call your mom and tell her that she can finally be proud of you for all of your esports prowess. You can send to your friends and say, hey, look, I changed my name to INnoVation, and look at me wreck this nerd on the ladder. And your friends can be like, wow, that's so cool. You're so good at the game. They'll never know. Nobody's ever heard of these players, right? These no names, INnoVation and Rogue. Or you can do the really weird thing of use these to reflect on build orders, learn how to get better at the game, or just enjoy having. Maybe you just want to support Alpha X in all that we do here and you want to kick in $3, and we would certainly appreciate that. But whatever you decide you want to do with this replay pack, we won't judge you. We will only say thank you for supporting us and supporting these events. But exclamation point replay pack in the chat will give you the opportunity to check that out. So please do consider clicking that link. Please do consider supporting Alpha X and the Alpha Pro Series. So, map number 8. INnoVation on match point, looking to close out his final victory if he can squeeze one out. Rogue looking to keep his claws in the game. Both players opening pretty macro. Pretty macro at this point. Rogue does manage to get his third base down. Does a good job of pushing away. And we're just going to move ourselves into a normal game. Couple of Hellions going to dash on down here. Nothing of major excitement to talk about at this moment. We are going to see Banshee Cloak on the way, but it's going to come off the heels of a Viking. Very interesting choice here for INnoVation. Is going to delay the first Banshee by about 45 seconds to allow a Viking to get out onto the field first. So Viking is going to want to clean up this Overlord. Overlord's going to get in and scout one last look, see the tech lab. That's going to be it for that Overlord. But what Rogue does not scout is anything on this tech lab. Okay, so there's just going to be a delay. Here I thought I was like, I think I've spotted it. I can see into the Matrix, Neo. And I see no stim. Nah, just kidding. JK. Raffle now, chat. It's Stim. What's up? It's your boy, Stim Pack. Welcome back to another ZvT. Like, comment, and subscribe. Queens get caught out just a little bit too far, and some really good damage going to come down. That's going to open things up for INnoVation. INnoVation also picking off one of the forward overlords with the Viking. The Viking getting so much value 2 overlords already taken down as INnoVation continues to spin behind this. Third base on the way. He's going to transition into double engineering bay. More bio, mo problems. That's what you get with the power of INnoVation. Zest, Stats, SOS playing with the power of Protoss. INnoVation playing with the power of INnoVation. Rogue going to collect more drones. Try and build up his economy once again. Looks like he got roasty toasty just a little bit. Spore Crawler going to go down. Help zone off incoming Banshees. Banshee is still incoming. And that cloak did manage to get finished. Stim pack just about done. There's really not that many queens here right now for Rogue. Rogue's got to be really careful he doesn't commit those too far forward. He is trying to watch this left-hand side just a little bit. But the Banshee gets in. The Banshee has 11 kills. How did we miss that? How did I miss that? More queens go down. Did both the queens go down? I think both the queens went down. Both the queens went down. Yikes. So Rogue's kind of playing with a little bit of a back foot here. Not feeling super cozy here in game number 8. 6 workers go down. Where are you, Banshee? 12 kills. The Banshee is doing some work. All right, so he collects more queens. We'll be able to spread a little bit more of that creep. More lings on the way. And armory coming down as well. Combat shield on the way. 1-1 inbound as well. And INnoVation just is going to step up and say, you know what? Tank bio timing been real strong in this series, and I'm just going to keep doing this thing. But notice that he is kind of stuck with the same build every single game. I imagine that's probably a side effect of getting to play GSL later this week. Tank gets a nice wraparound. Banelings do put themselves in between the Zerglings and the Hellions, but no zoning from the Queen will clean up all of those Banelings, and now suddenly more Banelings on the way, but not a whole lot to deal with the bio here at the top side of the 4th base. The 4th base is going to be put under fire. Banshee collected 4 more kills. I think the Spore Crawler will get to clean that up. Yep, the Banshee will finally fall with 16 kills under its belt. Now, Baneling speed is going to be completed here, but that tank is going to be in a really, really strong position here. It's going to be able to siege onto the hatchery. The hatchery dangerously low here. Bio is able to protect that tank. That tank is not going to go down. All of the Zerglings and Banelings do fall. INnoVation. INnoVation's done it. GG is called. And INnoVation is your Alpha Pro Series 171 champion in this best of 9 series. GG. Very, very well played by both of our players. Congratulations to INnoVation. He will win the lion's share. Well, he's already won the lion's share of our prize pool money. So congratulations to him. And congratulations to us. We have completed yet another Alpha Pro Series right here on twitch.tv/AlphaXSC2. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, folks. 130 of you awesome people. Very, very fun evening of StarCraft. I'm so glad you were able to hang out with me. We're going to find somebody to host here in just a moment, but I'm going to go ahead and sell myself out. We are going to also pop on over to, it looks like Creighton Olsen is streaming over on his channel for another Alpha X event. So we'll go ahead and check him out, but I'll go ahead and sell myself out here just really, really fast. My name is Rushy. If you guys enjoyed my casting or my content, feel free to hit me up at twitch.tv/RushySC. I am going to say hi in the chat. I'm going to say hi, chat, heart, because I love all of you. Feel free to click my name and give me a follow. I do lots of StarCraft 2 content, try and stream once a day. I do a lot of playing. I'm a Diamond 1 Zerg. I do a lot of casting. Really enjoy casting for the Alpha X Pro Series events and everything going on here at our great state of affairs at Alpha X. So I want to thank all of you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic evening. most likely we will catch you at an upcoming event. I thought Creighton was casting, but it appears that he is not. I'm sad. Oh no, he is. I don't know what. Oh, I get it. I done used my brain and I thought about it, and then we got it figured out. So we're going to go ahead and check him out. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me. Hope you have a fantastic evening. Go ahead and let Creighton know where you came from, that you're supporting more Alpha X content over on his stream. So long. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are.